It's not the same as it was.
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.
Well, this is kind of really bonkers as far as I'm concerned. Um, I went on the Flixbus from the very first time I went on the Flixbus. It was from Dundee to Aberdeen. Then I went on it again to Dundee to Glasgow. And then yesterday, for the third time, I went on it again to Dundee to Glasgow. So 3 times in a row, right? 3 times in a row, the song As It Was came on the radio. They play the radio on these coaches. So 3 times in a row that song came on. I just don't. I find that far too much of a constance. It was the Flixbus, the green Flixbus coach services that run services between Aberdeen and Glasgow, and it goes through Dundee. First time it was all within the space of a few months. First time I went on it, I heard the song As It Was by Harry Styles. The second time I went on it, I heard the same song again playing. The third time, same song again. And it's the radio. It's not a CD or anything like that. It's the radio. I saw it. And the radio stations change as well. It was a Radio Tay when it was in the Dundee area, and when it got towards the nearer Glasgow, it went to Clyde 1, I think it was. I was able, because I was sitting in the seats, I was able to look down and see on the dashboard the radio settings, and it was Radio Tay, and then it got nearer Glasgow, changed it to Clyde 1. So it's different radio stations. It's random songs, well, supposedly random songs, but 3 times in a row. The only 3 times I went on that coach, and every time I heard that song. Now the song for me means actually, it's quite a nice song. I quite like it actually. It resembles well, for me it makes me think of the Mandela effect phenomenon, just in its own sort of right. You know, the lyrics of the song and that. Yeah, the lyrics, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of touches me, the song, a wee bit in a way. The tune, just everything about it. I didn't select it. I mean, I haven't owned it. I just came across this song, and that's what it makes me think of. Yeah. So yeah, it makes me kind of think of the Mandela effect. Just, you know, the way it, as it, you know, it isn't the way it always, as it was. And not good with songs, but certainly that's what comes to mind. No, I mean, I believe in the, well, I've experienced what's referred to online as the Mandela effect phenomenon. I'll put it like that because I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is I know what I've experienced, and I know what I've experienced first time very well. And there's things online that come under the Mandela effect phenomena that I could relate to as well. But I've experienced lots of experiences and my own first-hand personal experiences, and I don't know what's causing it, like, but it does resemble something, or it seems like something that you could classify it as a Mandela effect online. Because I don't know what's actually what's going on like, but when you go online and type in the Mandela effect phenomena, it'll come out with, it'll give you information about the Mandela effect, and the stuff I've experienced firsthand will be like that. But it doesn't mean that's what it is, because I don't know what it is. It just means that it's like what it's referred to as online as the Mandela effect. But it's just for ease, for reference, to reference it as a Mandela effect. Hence, I've called it the Mandela effect. But I can't claim to know what's causing it because I don't understand yet what's causing it. But I would like to learn. I suppose we all learn in our own rate. I mean, there are obviously it obviously seems like there's lots of skeptics about the Mandela effect, that it, you know, just false memory. But fair enough. I mean, we all learn at their own rate. They experience their experiences. I know what I've experienced for sure. But anyway, that song, to me, it's just far too much. I'm gonna have to get good. It's just far too much of a constance. 3 times in a row, that song plays, and then into the Mandela effect, and that song makes me think of the Mandela effect. And it comes on the radio randomly. Anyway, mentioning it. So the Matrix movie, the red pill and the blue pill. I mean, and the official video for that song, they wear a red and blue dress. But the colours of red and blue, I mean, I'm not going to mention much about that, but the red and blue always made me think of, symbolised, that it was used for, like, for example, taps. I'll use that as an example. I mean, a blue tap is still referred to as the cold one, and the red one is still referred to as the hot tap. Colours like pink and blue, they have been used in reference to, but I'm not saying it because I'm just not going down that. But that's up to you to make what you think. That's anyway. But the point I'm making is that it's like, I thought about, like a tap, blue tap being the hot tap, and the hot tap being the blue tap. The colour symbols kind of are used as a, or were used, still are used as a kind of colour coded reference, I suppose. Like, I mean, you think pink and you think blue. So you've got you go to a clothes shop, for example, and clothes come in different colours. You see, as I say, I'm not going to mention anything because I'm not opening up a different subject, but okay, I'll just cut to the chase, and won't beat about the bush. I just find it interesting that the guy wore the red dress and the woman wore the blue dress. That was all. I'm not trying to make anything of it or anything like that. I just found it interesting. That was all. If I went back, I don't know, go back maybe when I was growing up, way back in the 80s and that. If I saw a video, I would have expected the other way around. The guy would be wearing the blue dress and the woman would be wearing the red dress. But I just find it interesting how it's switched. That's all. It's a modern thing. I know times have changed. It's no, I could understand it. Society and the world's changed and things are changing. I could see that. So, but I just thought I'd mention it anyway. I didn't want to open up that subject. Live and let live is in my book. I don't have a problem with it. I just found it interesting, that was all.